Hello and welcome to Grand Prairie Update. I'm Terry Briggs.
And I'm Don Johnson. We'd like to bring you an update now on the highly anticipated Lake Parks Operations Center. The $6 million Operations Center is located on Lake Ridge Parkway at the entrance to Lynn Creek Park. Most of the exterior work is finished except for the irrigation system and landscaping. Inside, contractors are wrapping up work on the elevator, cabinets, painting, and the rest of the final job list. The center is designed for equipment and personnel from the old Fire Station No. 7, a substation for Lake Patrol officers, as well as office space for the Parks Department. The grand opening is scheduled for mid-August. And just a reminder, the Grand Prairie Police Department is now open for business at the new Public Safety Building.
Grand Prairie 911, what's the location of your emergency?
The $53 million building consolidates all police operations, the city jail, the 911 dispatch center, as well as fire administration. The old police building on Conover Drive will be demolished later this year to make way for a new Parkland Hospital clinic.
Grand Prairie animal control officers are dealing with an unusual problem this summer, a surge in snakes. Like many other cities in the area, Grand Prairie has had a dramatic increase in calls reporting snake sightings in commercial and residential areas this summer. The good news is the city's animal services officers are fully equipped to weed them out, and they say the increase is not surprising because of the unusual weather patterns we've seen in North Texas so far this year.
We had cold weather for so long, and the snakes were in hibernation. So when you go extra months with cold weather, when the snakes come out of hibernation, they're hungry. So they're actually hunting mice, bugs, lizards, things like this. So they come out, and the heat, the snakes like the cool weather. So they will come to where the cool is. And that would be buildings with air conditioning coming under doors, homes, houses. And a lot of creek beds, snakes will come up out of creek beds. They're actually hunting for food.
Horn says that most of the recent reports in Grand Prairie have been for either rat snakes that are in search of small animals or cottonmouths, which are usually found close to creeks or water.
The best thing to do when you come across a situation like that is just turn and call the proper authorities. Just leave the snake alone, because most snakes are afraid of other bigger, larger animals and people. They'll just back off and coil up. If you leave them alone, most of the time when you go away, they'll go away.
To report a snake sighting, call Grand Prairie Animal Services at 972-237-8575, or if it's after hours, you can call the Grand Prairie Police Department at 972-237-8790.
Back away from our partners. Keep our hands on top of the ball, right?
Youngsters are getting a chance this week to learn from the pros during a baseball camp.
Ready? Out front, like this. There you go.
The pros are players from the AirHogs, Grand Prairie's minor league team. The Hogs are helping teach fundamentals during the two-day camp, which is designed for ages 6 to 14. Officials hope the children come away with a better appreciation for the game and their hometown team.
We want to teach the kids all the fundamentals, but also we want the kids to come out and have a good time and come out to the game and check out the games.
The Applebee's restaurant chain is feeding the kiddos, who also get a certificate for completing the camp and tickets to 2 AirHogs games.
There you go. Ready?
Weeds everywhere. They are a nuisance that could become costly, and they are also the subject of this edition of Know the Code.
The code is if the weeds become in excess of 12 inches or more, it's in violation.
It's one of the city's simplest codes, but perhaps one of the hardest for citizens to stay on top of. When the weather warms up, the weeds pop up, and code enforcement officers find themselves writing up a lot more violations.
We do it almost on a daily basis. Once we see that the grass is getting near the 12-inch point, we try to go in and actually give them a hand notice. Sometimes we give them a verbal notice. If we can't locate them on site, we send out a letter notifying them that their property is in violation of high grass and weeds. At that point, they have 7 days to actually abate that violation.
In other words, they have 1 week to cut the weeds.
If they don't abate that violation at that time, we have one of our contractors to actually come in and cut that grass at that point. At that point, we normally write them a citation for the violation and us having to come out and abate the violation and put a lien on the property if the bill is not taken care of.
But unless you have deep pockets, it's not recommended that you ever let it get to that point.
It's a lot cheaper for you to take care of your property instead of letting us come in and take care of your property for you.
So the moral of this story is,
cut it, keep it cut. Us as a city, we're not in the business of cutting your property, so we would like for you to maintain the property.
if you have any questions about yard or property maintenance or any other city codes, contact the Code Enforcement Office at 972-237-8296 or log on to the city's website, gptx.org. And now you know the code.
There are nearly 170 miles of creeks, streams, and tributaries meandering through Grand Prairie. To help keep these waterways clean, the city relies on volunteers from the Adopt a Stream program.
I see like this blue Dorito bag. Chuck can't get it on there.
Man, I got the Target bag.
This recent cleanup is a good example of Adopt a Stream in action. Adopt a Stream members choose between 5 levels of commitment, from basic observation and reporting to hands-on cleanups, all the way to advanced training and monitoring.
The great thing about this program is you can be a member at level 1 and not do any of the others. You can skip 1 and 2 and do level 3 or go right to 4. It's not built on each other. You can just join at any level.
Chan says the program now has grown to 17 groups representing families, neighborhoods, schools, churches, businesses, and other organizations.
I'm seeing a lot less litter in the major visibility areas. Where there's more rural development, the creeks are a lot cleaner because people aren't putting their trash out early and dogs and cats aren't tearing the bags open, or there's no development near there. So those creeks seem to be a lot cleaner. It's mostly where there's neighborhoods coagulated. My dream situation would be that all of the accessible sections of the major creeks would be adopted, and the minor creeks where there is a coagulation of litter would be adopted. But to be honest with you, my dream would be we don't need to do these cleanups.
You can find out more about the Adopt a Stream program by calling 972-237-8152 or by sending an email to keepgrandprairiebeautiful@gptx.org. If you don't want to join, you can still help out by reporting litter in streams or on dry land at the Litter Hotline, 972-237-8330. Summer weather is here for sure, and that means it's time for a couple of seasonal reminders. You should be using your irrigation system or sprinklers between 6 p.m. and 10 a.m. The city's water conservation plan also requires you to maintain your sprinkler system by fixing broken heads and making sure the heads are correctly aligned. If you disregard these guidelines, you could get a fine of up to $2,000. For more information about the Water Conservation Plan, contact the Grand Prairie Water Utilities Division at 972-237-8377. It's also time to start thinking about mosquito control. You can prevent mosquito breeding by draining flower pots, filling in low spots in your yard, and changing out the bird bath. Mosquitoes are most active around sunrise and sunset, so if you're outside during that time, wear insect repellent with DEET. And if possible, wear long sleeves and lightweight pants to reduce your chance of being bitten. To report a mosquito problem, call Environmental Services at 972-237-8055 or go online at gptx.org/environmental services.
That's it for now. Hope you can join us next time for Grand Prairie Update.
Remember, you can watch any Channel 16 program anytime by going to the city's website at gptx.org/gptv.